All right, we are. Yep, we're live. All right, Alex. So, what we're working on tonight is, if I recall correctly, we're doing some like play and review sets.
Basically,
And then let me bring it up here. Actually, I have it on the Discord bot for Metafy. Actually, specifically autopilot and bad habits, which is very similar things.
for sure.
Ow. So, what I think.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
just to kind of give you my thought process here. So,
Yeah.
um, I had a nice as I've been relearning with the new controller, Smashbox, right? I kind of had a relearning period, which I think helped me to break some of the old habits that I had, as well as kind of helping me to discover, the game all over again in a new way. That being said, now that I've been getting more capable recently, I need to sort of check myself for like, for example, in a previous lesson, we identified like my F tilt kind of autopilot habit with Meta Knight. I'm sort of looking for big red flags like that, things that like, okay, stop F smashing in neutral sort of thing, right? Like,
You've come to the wrong
and I
coach
kind
for
of
that specific tip, but I do know what you mean.
for sure, for sure. Well, that was at least for me something that was like really valuable from that session. Um, and I'm sort of looking to kind of just help, refine my awareness of everything that's going on and looking for obvious glaring problems that would need to be addressed for me to be more competitive.
Heck yeah. All right. So I figure the way we can do this is we can basically do best of three sets and then kind
That sounds great.
of go over what happened in the set. What, like,
Sure.
big things happened that we can talk about. All right?
That sounds wonderful. I would love that.
Sick. All
Did you
right.
want to do bands or do you want to just do like random middle three or what do you think?
Let's just close off the sides and just do random.
Sure. Okay.
We can always change it up a little later too, but
No, no doubt.
wow. Nice edge cancel on that recovery.
Oh, thank you. Yep, don't do that. Don't do that.
Whew.
I wonder if I could have crossed you up there.
I don't know. Goodbye.
Nice.
Okay.
Something that I want to point out is very rarely am I trying to do a rapid jab combo on someone's shield. That's probably a missed jab grab attempt.
Gotcha. Okay. I would recommend trying to jump cancel in. I know that you probably know that, but like it's just something to work in.
For sure.
It's, I'll say it's what I wanted. I will be
believe
a
it.
dirty liar.
Oh, yeah, can't do that. Okay. Shoot. Need to pay attention when you got the charge there.
Oh, too far.
Okay.
Ah! It's so satisfying.
I just like that there because, oh, I didn't know you could. That eats it. Shouldn't it just deflect it?
It did deflect it. It just went off screen. It didn't eat it.
Okay, I see. Um, yeah, the I don't remember what I was talking about just before that. Oh well.
It's all good. So I think something you had mentioned F smash in neutral prior. I think that it's not a bad thing to throw out if you have a read on where I'm going to be.
Yeah.
But that one kill you got, I think it was off of my dash attack. You interrupted my dash attack with it, which is not like a bad thing to try to call out. Because it's not any faster. I hate Mewtwo dash attack. It's literally his dash speed. It's awful. But it was... There are lower risk options of getting the same thing. Maybe not the same thing, but lower risk options in general. Since your down throw is such a good conversion tool. And your down air out of shield is also such a good conversion tool. Where if you're willing to be a little more patient, or defend yourself a little more reactively with shield, then you can get that down air out of shield, that grab out of shield. You know, you have all that aerial mobility options of Ness out of shield, which is a lot more threatening than just F smash, you know?
Right.
So even on hit, it's a DI mix-up. You can be on either side of me after the down air, etc., etc. And then I liked your high recoveries. I think you made it really hard to hit you, but there was that stock of Metal Cavern where you went really low, and even like successfully got around my edge guard, but then just went too low and couldn't make it on stage. Excuse me. So try to be conscious of how quickly your opponent can get back to ledge. So like if it's DDD, right, he snaps to ledge. He just goes. If it's Spacey, same deal. If it's... I don't know, who's a good example? If it's Snake, it might take him a minute, you know? Like if he goes down there to hit you, and then you dodge him. So that can affect how you want to recover.
For sure.
All right. Let's go again.
Let's do it.
So I will take that. Nice.
Thank you. That one's hard to do on box at least.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it's easier on box than it is on GCC.
I think it might actually be more consistent once you fully convert, but unfortunately I made a poor decision when I was learning, and I crunched a lot on the Smashbox's up analog on the left hand instead of learning on my right pinky like I should have. And it took a while. I had to learn how to PK Thunder 2 twice because I had to unlearn the first way that I learned it. That was a dumb decision on my part, but also live and learn.
Yeah, nothing you can really do about it now, except what you're doing.
Right. Yeah, that's too early. Didn't need to commit to anything there.
Oh, up me. Good
I know you wanted it, yeah.
I miss the days when I could just teleport directly into it.
That makes one of us.
I mean, it wasn't good that it was that easy, but it was very fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, they probably just doesn't kill me. Okay, so there, I think you have a tendency to press something ASAP out of hitstun. Whether that's down air or magnet or jump, a lot of the times you can kind of just afford to let it rock if you keep your resources. So instead of trying to jump out or potentially giving the opponent more time to reposition as you're doing an attack, if you just kind of like let it rock, maybe try to wiggle air dodge, then you can save your resources for later, especially with Ness up B at early percent. Like, that's not a goal. You don't want to have to do that.
That's fair. That's a good insight.
Yeah, I'm definitely speaking from place of Mewtwo privilege when I say that sometimes you can just afford to get hit, but like, you'd rather be like, how much is your jump off stage worth to you? How much percent are you willing to take to have that jump off stage?
That is the ultimate question, isn't it?
Yep. Here, let me turn you up in Discord a little bit. There we go. Okay.
That's exactly what the type of suggestion I'm hoping for. So perfect.
Heck yeah. Yeah, it's not quite so much like a red flag innately, because obviously Nest Air is good for a reason, but
yeah,
try to catch what characters and situations you can afford to get a little more hit by and not have to risk the, oh, well, if I jump and that gets hit, or if I down air that misses and they get like another start to the combo, then I could die situations.
sure. To be honest with you, I think one of the difficulties for me has been when I'm playing someone who's above my skill level and who's punishing me as hard as you are. It's like it's hard for me to feel like I always feel like I need to be pressing something. It's like it's hard for me to just do nothing in the way that like I'm more comfortable kind of taking my time against someone where it's like more competitive. I feel so afraid of small mistakes that it's like I think it definitely affects my decision making in a not so helpful way. So something to try and account for, I suppose.
Yeah, I know what you mean, especially playing a character who can be fast but isn't usually the fastest character on screen.
Right.
My advice would be if the opponent is like better than you and rushing you down, let them. Like, play around that. Don't try to beat them at their own game unless that's something you're doing like with a clear mind, you know? All right.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Heck yeah. GCC. It's been so long. Nice.
Okay, yeah, you can just wave dash all the way there. Yeah, it's safe.
Ah! Yeah, no jump up gone. Rip. I'll enforce it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Ooh, nice CC. I'm going on stage. You can hit me as much as you want as long as I'm on stage.
Mm.
Uh-oh, no! No!
Oh, that was a crazy up there.
Thank you. Ah, nice. Couldn't you just... No! What if you just missed the tilt modifier?
Mm.
There's power in novelty sometimes.
No doubt, no doubt.
All of that at the end happened because I heard the double jump noise.
Yeah. What would you have done differently? Tried to just fall, or?
I don't remember the specific situation. I was at high percent, you were at medium. I might just honestly just fall or try to wiggle air dodge, especially being on box. That's a lot more consistent for you. Like,
Okay.
because it doesn't use a resource. You can wiggle out of tumble
Well,
as many times as you need to. You can air dodge as many times as you're hit.
that's true, but I don't know that air dodge. I don't know if I would describe air dodge as not using my resources. That's using all my resources.
Yeah, but but if they hit you, it isn't.
That's true.
You're using all your resources for frame 2 invincibility. There's
That's
value
fair.
in that. There's value.
No doubt. It feels scarier with Ness in the like being a floaty. Like I don't feel safe like just falling on the stage. So like carefree.
Against certain characters, Mewtwo kind of one of them. Like against Fox, for instance, he could just nair you.
Yeah.
But other characters need more specific moves if they want to send you anywhere on purpose. Let me
Right.
turn that upside down. So, like, yeah, like Falcon can just knee or stomp you. Ganon can just hit you. Lucario, back air, up air, kind of tricky to space. Like, you still have aerial drift. It's not all your resources. It's all your resources, but like, getting a Marth tipper is still not 100% up to Marth.
I see what you mean.
Bonk. Get the trans flag, sword trail, whatever it's called.
On Marth?
Oh, I have it on Mewtwo's tail. Blue Mewtwo's tail has the trans flag.
That's pretty sick, I would have to say.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool little showcase they did recent. We can go to. Do you want to just play
This
it out
is
here,
fun.
or?
Yeah, let's play it out.
Yeah, yeah. That little showcase of what that modding tool is capable of is pretty neat.
Oh, my face. My visor.
Oh wow.
That's fine. I would go in for 0% cheese. It's earned. No. Uh-oh. No.
I thought I went. How generative is the butt grab?
Not very anymore. They patched that out because it was extraordinarily generous in 3.6, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that was shield DI partially.
I wanted to drop really low on that last Dreamland recovery, but Mewtwo covers that horizontal like column or row like too well. Like I gotta be more conscientious of that. I think maybe my only option was to go high.
To an extent, yeah. Oh. No, please don't. Ah, yeah, that wasn't super close.
Oh.
Maybe I should have mashed a little bit more. You made a good point. That was a good idea to use PKT there, because it does stall you.
Yeah.
Like, you correctly identified that was kind of the like weakest link in the combo there, and that's where you're gonna get out. I haven't really nailed it consciously yet, but you have some autopilot patterns with your DJC kind of like neutral. And then once you get close, like down tilt's very good, obviously. I'm not saying stop using down tilt, but like the tempo is the same even if the options are different. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Like
my cadence doesn't change enough when I play neutral?
yeah, and when we're like in a close range situation where your jab and grab are really threatening, it never feels like what about this? You don't raw grab me, and you don't try to break my shield. You hit me until I feel proper noun pressured enough, and then you try to mix me up, you know?
I see.
Like, you can just try to break my shield. Like, I have to get out of shield, so that's my problem. I have to get out of shield.
Yeah.
And similarly, you don't even have to touch my shield if you don't want to. If you want to just grab, or just stay at the edge of, like, your forward air range or your back air range, you know, just weave in and out. When I shield, that means I can't shield next time. Depending on how heavy it was, of course. So if you're coming in with forward air, you're getting shield pressure with magnet, and then you leave with a back air, and I have a skittle, your forward air is unblockable for like a second and a half. So that really changes the risk reward on neutral openings. That's your reward for your shield pressure. Is
right.
You've not removed my ability to shield entirely, but you've put a huge hole in it.
Right. Okay.
So in a way, kind of like don't try to be greedy and like get the entire sequence all at once, you know?
Sure. Okay. Fair enough.
And then tempo in general, like the tempo of the neutral interactions and then the pressure. Like you can do things faster or you could do things slower, but if you're only doing one speed, then it's not a tempo mix-up. It's not a when are you doing this? It is, oh, what's Alex doing and where is he doing it? Because I know when he's doing it.
Understood. Okay.
Okay, sick. Hey. Oh, that's absurd. Not the iframes. Ooh, nice. A little too far.
Oh, I grabbed.
I saw Ness opened his arms wide. I don't regret going for it, but I'm just happy I made it back alive.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh no. That wasn't
Land on
ledge.
the stage. Land on the stage. I dare you.
Okay. He. I really liked what you were doing in the beginning of that match there.
Yeah, yeah. Just waiting a little bit more. Um, was that game one?
Yeah, that was the first, because we're on an odd number.
Right, right. Okay. Oh, good call. Um, I had a question, I think.
Sure. What's up?
Trying to remember the scenario. I think it was just more of a comment. I noticed I got a little deflated when I was taking a lot of percent in the on my last stock there. I was like, I definitely like checked out for a minute before trying to recompose and kind of try again there.
Gotcha. Um, again, this is probably me too, privilege, but I would suggest like try to look at like the bright side. Like, oh, okay, cool. Me too down tilt isn't a big deal anymore, right? Like you don't have to worry about combo DI.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's a funny way to put it.
Well, it's one less thing to worry about. It makes your neutral is riskier but easier to focus on. No, I'm not going to let you do that to me.
I'd say it doesn't hurt to try, but it definitely does.
No, please don't. Ooh, nice. Just that one little toe. I thought I would make it there first. No, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. Fine, I'll stop trying to cheese you, Alex. If you feel that strongly about it. Good shit.
Oh wow, the grab. Yep. Okay. Oof.
Oh shit.
Yeah. GG's.
Yeah, that was a good set. I would suggest you're kind of shadowboxing a lot of the time. And part of that is just because Mewtwo can literally teleport, and you kind of have to a certain degree. But like in Green Hill, that stock or that stock, but just that interaction where I just didn't really move.
Yeah.
Like that is exerting pressure,
Yeah.
right? Like
It is. Yeah.
so you don't have to press all those buttons to exert pressure. It goes both ways.
That's true.
If you're pressing nothing, there's no way in hell I'm teleporting at you.
It's different. It's different on net play where I don't trust my ability to power shield an incoming teleport.
Yeah, that's valid.
Offline, I feel a lot more confident with like sort of holding my ground and like forcing the situation like you did with me. And I don't trust my ability to power shield because I barely trust my ability to attack an 8 buffer. So it's like there is a bit of bias there, but I'm not. That doesn't discount what you're saying, but I do think I understand the value of like non-interaction. If you tune into our stream sometime when we're playing friendlies, I'd like to say that I'd like to think that I showcase that a fair amount.
Heck yeah.
But it's good to call it out regardless.
Yeah. And it's also, if you're going to be punching up, and this is kind of like what you default to when punching up, it's good to know that.
Yeah.
It's good to know that you kind of like feel that it's on you to somehow win the match. It's like, no, I mean, it's if I hit start twice, we are on even ground. I mean, I'm playing a character that is different than your character, but like aside from, obviously character choices and controls and stuff like that, it's even ground.
Sure.
So you don't have to. It is not your job to interact with them. It is your job to take their stocks.
You're right.
And 8 minutes is a super long time. Like, there's like 3 people in the PM community who even think about the timer. Like, the way they play, I mean. And I'm not convinced Jank thinks about the timer. I think he's just having fun.
I want to say it was last summer, I had a set where I went up to Seattle for one of their bi-weeklies, and in the amateur bracket, I played a Jigglypuff player who, I wouldn't say they were camping me, and I mean, no more than I was camping them back. It's just kind of the nature of the matchup. But the games went pretty late. We didn't really approach time, but like 5-6 minute games sort of thing. And I did notice that like, after we were in game 3 and we each had 2 stocks remaining, and we had to be approaching 15 minutes in the best of 3, something to that effect, right? And I get rested and I immediately lost my composure, and then I got like, I died a few seconds later to some like offstage edgeguard, right? Like it was a test of willpower. And when my opponent pulled the trigger and sort of changed everything up, I was not ready and I crumbled.
Yeah. When we're tired, we literally have less control over ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, how at the grocery store you can go to the candy aisle and get like an like a Snickers bar for like 50 cents.
Right.
And then if you go to the checkout line, you can get a Snickers bar for $1.25.
Yeah.
There's a reason that that's uppriced there, because by the time you get to the checkout line, you've gone through the store, you've gotten everything you need to get, and you're tired. You make bad decisions when you're tired, frankly. And it's easier to just get like, oh no, I lost so much value. That was like 2 minutes of that stock left. Like, it's harder to bring yourself back out of that. But
yeah, totally.
If you're aware of it, that can help a lot.
Absolutely.
And also if you have more practice with it, which is not particularly easy, because it's hard to like play an intense set where you're both trying to draw it out, but in some matchups, especially Puff, it does happen.
I do think that's something that is accessible. I mean, I certainly have access to enough like net play events on the West Coast where like I really don't have an excuse to like, not be getting more experience in dealing with pressure essentially. Like it's tough locally because most of the tournaments are ones that I run, but like net play, like that experience, even if it's a different environment, it's still really valid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't really wait there. That was an example of my cadence not changing. I didn't have to just run off the platform at you.
Huh. Oh no, I thought I would tag. I need more SDI.
Gotta have it.
Let's go, SDI.
Nice, nice, nice.
Oh, not again.
That's fountain privilege. That's just me like abusing the stage.
That's good though. Like absolutely abuse it. If it'll hit you off of the platform and you can be safe, do it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's great.
Yep, yep. That's so fast. I'm not reacting to it. I gotta watch for the teleport more.
Especially with your double jump dips.
Hmm.
So you're probably going to have to more kind of just guess and predict based on my
Yeah,
movement. Like if I'm roaring, that has to be a grounded teleport or else I can't jump afterwards. So
right.
if I'm in the air, you don't have to worry about teleport attack in that same way. But part
Right.
of that is just kind of Mewtwo being Mewtwo.
No doubt, no doubt. But I'm trying to not, in terms of a coaching environment, right? Like whatever, John's or, valid concerns, there are about cast members, ultimately, one, I have the same ability to pick those characters as you, and two, like that isn't really, useful in the context of like what we're trying to accomplish, right? So
Yeah,
I appreciate the, sentiment of what you're saying, but I'm mature enough to like not be thinking about that, at least not in this exact moment.
gotcha. I don't think I've ever seen that occurrence before.
I didn't actually try to F smash that time. I was trying to fair there.
There you go. Yeah, off the top. I like that air dodge.
Thank you. there's a attack there, I think.
And it was back air. That was the attack. Nice DI for that to be the slide off.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're not the only one who can slide off.
Oh, what?
Oh! Why not? I deserve both of those things happening to me.
Okay, gotta practice those DC grabs. Oh no.
Yep, without that JC, just buffer spot dodge on that gets you punished.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was another set. Any thoughts about it? Putting you on the spot a little bit.
I'm trying to get... No, you're good, you're good. I'm trying to be able to comprehend and verbalize my thoughts about, like, your just neutral patterns.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, when I can tell when you're, like, consciously mixing it up, like, you're doing new things.
Mm-hmm.
They just aren't really leading to openings, even when they feel kind of like stray hits sometimes. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely agree with that.
So how do you get those stray hits to more damage? With Nest specifically, I think the...
Well, okay, no, you go ahead.
Yeah, I think some of it is going to be Mewtwo, because slightly heavy, very floaty character is going to be hard to combo. But I think you're getting a lot of value out of DI mix-ups with back air and F smash, and I actually like how much you're using F smash, because you're using it like in that Fountain of Dreams platform, where like if it makes contact at all, you're literally actionable for I am.
Right, right.
I like the air dodges you're doing in that PS2 game.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's wiggle out a hit stun. I got to remember to do that. I mean, that's like, to me, it seems like basics, but it's actually like, I don't know. It's yeah.
Yeah. It's really easy on box, at least. It's just one direction.
No doubt.
I think it feels, I guess, cashing in too early is what I would call your low percent combos right now.
Sure. Well, there's like, I'm not ignorant of what the other Nest players are doing, right? I watch the Kumatoras, the Astastics of the world. I've been watching some of these other, I watched Not Chris at the Arcadian, doing a lot of stuff. I recognize there are still like, they're pretty important tools that Ness needs to extend his low percent combo game. And frankly, my DJCs just aren't that fast yet. I'm getting to the point now where, yes, I can confirm a down tilt into a rising DJC back here to kill, but I'm not like, I don't really have the same kind of introductory level to like opening people up. I've been working on stuff like doing the really, really low double jump cancel down air out of a run, for example, right? And a lot of those DJCs out of any kind of movement are pretty unclean. So I'm not giving myself the best opportunity at this point to necessarily flesh out those combos. And I wonder if I sort of unintentionally default to us, kind of just searching for stray hits as a result of a lack of confidence in my own abilities. Because I know there's things that can be done differently with my character to secure a kill or build a bunch of percent in various scenarios. I guess there's maybe a balance to be had between trying to push yourself to execute against a human player versus just like making sure I'm getting the hours of solo time in the lab. And I've been putting them in, but it's the nest is only about 2 months old, so it's not maybe where it needs to be to maybe be fleshing out some. I don't know. What do you think about that whole ramble?
I think that you were spot on when you said that like your DJC's in. You said out of movement, but I'm going to rephrase that slightly to be your DJC's outside of pressure are kind of not. They're not as clean as they could be.
Mm-hmm.
I think that putting more hours into that can help. Not just in the basic pressure DJC like sequences, but in the like, oh, what am I doing if I'm like going onto a platform, or if this is a tall character and I can get away with like just short hop back here. I don't have to DJC it. That could be a timing
Right.
mix up. I
Right.
think something else I'd also suggest is trying to figure out when your moves send into tumble hits done. Because any
Mm-hmm.
low percent combo game, the goal is to get a tumble hits done.
Right.
And usually the sooner a character or player can do that, the better their combo game is. So like Mewtwo's second forward air, or hell, if his forward air has hit you after anything else, it tumbles. You know,
Okay.
Falcon, neutral air, and up air, by the time those tumble, those are huge problems. Ness, I think Magnet eventually tumbles by like 80 to 100 based on character, but
Mm-hmm.
when it does tumble, it's suddenly a much better move because you just have more hits done.
Right.
And you can punish the DI mix up so much more heavily.
Right. Yeah, you can do quite a lot out of Magnet, especially since I think box. I already this was already a skill that I had, but like the ability to mix up between B turnarounds and B reverses and wave bounces to confirm like Meg Bear and all sorts of different situations. Like that is like achievable and like consistent to do, once you get there. Because I used to have it and I'm getting it back again.
Heck yeah. So I think that's going to be something for later. Since we'll do one more set here in a second if you're cool
Okay.
with it. But
Absolutely.
maybe just go and look at. It doesn't have to be this VOD, but just one of your VODs, and look at a few times you get a low percent combo,
Hmm.
and just try to figure out like, okay, what is like just pause after the down throw. Be like, okay, how do I extend this combo with a platform against this character? Maybe this character's disadvantage is really bad, and just pushing disadvantage is okay, etc.
Hmm. Okay.
Because you want to leverage that hit into either, in a perfect world, a stock, or just into an advantage to get the next hit. You want to snowball it, basically.
Got it.
Okay, let's go. Ah! Yeah. Nice. Okay. So real quick, I do want to point out that air dodge at the end. I
Yeah.
read that you were going to air dodge, and it's still hard to punish. Like
Yeah, no, I see what you mean there.
you have a lot of variability, even on box, where you don't have like the full. You have X number of angles, right? But you can
Yeah.
go straight right, down, diagonal from like three options, I think, in between, based on how many modifiers you have. Like, and then you have when you fast fall. Like, it can be hard to get a more precise punish, especially if I was trying to cover something else and be greedy.
Right.
And additionally, I want to point out there are a few situations where you don't have to use tumble. You don't have to wiggle out of tumble to air dodge. You can just do it to avoid teching.
Hmm.
I forget what stock it was, but there was some situation where like you got hit by something at like 70, and then I just wave dashed over, and you had to tech, and I tech chased you. It was like avoidable. I forget exactly what, but let's go
Okay.
ahead and get the last one or two games in here.
Sure.
Okay, but if I was right though, imagine the read. Oops. That's the taunt on down B. I did not just taunt for no reason. I
No
will not
worries.
have my name besmirched. All right. Good games, Alex.
Could we do one more, or would that be an imposition?
Oh, not at all. Or not at all in position. I'm absolutely willing to do one
Yeah,
more. Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Gosh, I love edgeguarding this character. I'm sure you get a lot of that, but it's fun.
Yeah, for sure. It's like a little mini game.
It's one of those unbalanced Mario Party minigames, though, where
I
one
mean,
side clearly
no,
has
no,
like.
no argument here. Yeah.
You're. It's upsetting how. There we go. I feel better. That was a rad F smash.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Now GG's. All right. So I think overall I think the things you were best at in this session were kind of like acting quickly out of scramble situations.
Okay.
Like I didn't call it a lot during the session, but I never felt like I could, get some weirdo situation happening and then act before you, which is really, really important because Ness can get put in a lot of those, both by Ness himself and then also the other character.
Right.
I do think also that, like, yeah, you did have some misses on the up B angles, but in general, go against a character that can get up there even, it's still very good. Going up being high, almost, I'm not going to say guarantees, but is very good against characters like Mewtwo who need a little bit more precision if you're not at just outright kill percent yet.
Right.
Additionally, try to mix up your tempo a little bit. Like you can just run up and grab somebody. It's allowed. It's legal. There are not laws against that anymore. We live in a proper country. We're a proper country finally. So
Yeah.
if you don't know how to approach, but you notice that I'm shielding a lot, that means that I'm respecting your approach. I'm saying, oh, Alex is spacing this DJC forward air, these PK fires. Like, I have to worry about those. So give me something new to worry about and get not a free hit exactly, but like, that's going to make the grab more likely to hit. And then after you just raw grab me, I'm more likely to try to attack you as you come in, which means you're fair. Your other approach options are more likely to just outright beat me. I know we talked about looking. Oh, go ahead.
That makes sense, I was saying.
Gotcha. We talked about low percent combo game. And kind of just, I would suggest looking at some of your low percent combos against various characters and just saying, okay, hit by hit, interaction by interaction, what can I go for here that would be better? Is Mag good? If they're holding out, do I think to do up air on this weight class, etc. And then overall, I think that you're pretty well rounded. I think the only thing that I would say is like a big problem is the constantly pressing out of disadvantage thing, because they're vertically faster characters like Falcon or Spaceys are going to be able to bully that a lot more easily, where they short hop to bait out your instinct of like, oh, they're jumping at me, dare, and then they just get not a free hit on you, but they can land, get any resources they used back, and then just start the combo fresh.
Right.
Yeah, and I also like how quickly you started implementing air dodges. They're hard to punish.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. That's exactly the type of reminder that a budding player like me needs. So,
Sick. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream then. Thank y'all for hanging out either in the YouTube VOD or in the Twitch channel. Catch y'all later.
thanks, Coach Vi.
My pleasure, Alex.